We're now joined by Mr. S. Hajra, CMD at SCI as well. Mr. Hajra, good morning. First, a word on your Q3 numbers, because your PAT has declined by a good 40%. Apart from rising interest costs, what according to you has led to the decline?
Yeah, basically the main contributing factor is the bunker expense vis-a-vis the corresponding quarter in the last year. In this year, the expenses have gone up by 197 crores. So obviously the fall of 40% from 123 crores to 74 crores is explained more than adequately just by that one increase in cost of bunker of 197 crores. The bunker price vis-a-vis the corresponding quarter has gone up by 50%, more than 50%. So, and the bunker cost is, of course it will vary from one segment to other, but on an average it is anywhere between 50 to 70% or even higher in certain segments of our direct operating expense. So bunker has been one of the most important element of cost, which has really phenomenally gone up. And then we have taken some hit, of course, on mark-to-market basis because of the foreign exchange on re-evaluation of our foreign currency loan on the basis of AS11, AS16, which has been nearly about 80 crores. So these are the main issues which have resulted in severe decline in our profitability.
Morning, Mr. Hajra. Nikunj Dalmia also joining in. Mr. Hajra, SCI plans to spend about 3,700 crore for acquisition of 24 vessels in the current financial year, which is FY12. How do you plan to fund these acquisitions? Current environment is not very conducive for the shipping industry. Freight rates are down, you've got a high debt on your burden, and cash flows are dripping.
Firstly, this figure of 3,700 I don't think is correct, because the total amount spent in 2011-12 so far is just, I think, about 1,100-1,200 crores, and up to the end of the year it could be at best 1,500 odd crores. And in 2012-13 also our capex is just about 2,000 crores. The funding is usual, just like any other shipping company. It will be mostly debt, but of course, varying between 20%-25% will be the equity component coming out of our internal resource generation. And we have taken all that into account. We have got about 29 vessels on order. While doing our cash flow, whatever I have talked to you about debt servicing obligations, they take all these into account.
Okay, Mr. Hajra, also you've ordered 45 vessels in the last few years, of which has secured your finances for 1/3 of your vessels. With financing concerns prevailing, will you be able to secure funding for the new vessels at this point in time?
Absolutely no question. We have no doubts in our ability to finance all the vessels. But of course, the financial market has changed. SCI has possibly been able to raise finance at the lowest margin amongst any Indian companies, not shipping company, any Indian company. Even companies which are far stronger in terms of their balance sheet, much bigger companies, ONGC, IOC, I don't think they have been able to raise finance at such fine margin as we had been able to raise in past, with 50 basis points above LIBOR and things like that. But the financial market has totally changed. We now look at a minimum margin of 300 or even more. So definitely the margin will be different, but LIBOR, as you know, continues to be at a very, very low level. So still ECB is far cheaper than domestic funding. But our funding, of course, is mostly through ECB, but we may be going for little bit of domestic funding also. But we have absolutely no doubt in our being able to tie up all the finances. But we don't tie up finance well in advance, because there is a lag of something like 3 years between ship delivery and ship ordering. So obviously we only tie up finance for those payments which are falling due in the next 3 months, 4 months, like that.
Right, but Mr. Hajra, at a time when the global demand-supply situation is not strong, where demand is less and supply is more, you are planning to add capacities. Do you think the strategy could backfire?
We have not been aggressive in ordering ships at all from 2008 onwards. We were aggressive in 2006, 2007 when the entire world was aggressive in terms of ship ordering. And we were also aggressive. After all, no shipping company unfortunately possesses a crystal ball. So 2004-08 being the unprecedented boom in shipping, we are all making tons of money. And obviously we all thought the things will continue to be good when we ordered a large number of ships. But then thereafter the unprecedented depression since the Great Depression of 30s happened in 2008 to our bad luck. So that can't be helped, but beyond 2008 we have not been aggressive. We have ordered ships, yes, but not in very aggressive manner. And we have ordered, offshore vessels, etc., where we look definitely a continued demand, particularly since E&P market in India is turning out to be very, very, promotional, prospective. I think next to Brazil, next to North Sea, next to China, Indian E&P market will be one of the most important E&P market in the world. So definitely those vessels we have ordered. Even in recent past we have ordered some 6 anchor handling tugs and PSVs. So that I think is a very sound, prudent business decision. But otherwise I won't say we have been very, very aggressive in ship ordering, and definitely going forward, as I look at it for the next 1 or 2 years, definitely I feel that the ship ordering will be slightly at the lower end.
Mr. Hajra, there have also been talks of SCI acquiring stake in one of the shipyards. Is there any development on that front?
No, there has been no development. I must admit that we have gone a little slow on that. I am not saying it is shelved. But basically when your core business is under pressure, it becomes a little more difficult for you to really consider diversification. It is much easier to diversify when you are making very good margin, very good money in your core business. So definitely we have the intention, long-term intention of getting involved in shipbuilding as a backward integration. As I had mentioned also in the past, that there are number of maritime groups in the world who are active both in shipping and shipbuilding. So this is a time-tested model. And we wanted to, definitely, go in for diversification, but this has definitely not happened, and I can't give any time frame of its happening, but our long-term intention is there.